if people are clicking on your ad, they're visiting your product page and then they're adding to cart or not adding to cart at all and just disappear into the void, you probably don't have a traffic problem. You probably have a follow-up problem. And what I see a lot lately is that a lot of e-com brands, they set up their retargeting the same as in Meta. And right now, you basically don't have to run specific retargeting campaigns on Meta because the algorithm will figure out how to disperse your ads over people who are cold and warm traffic. But it's not that way yet on Pinterest. And on Pinterest, you really want to make sure that you are creating that safety net for people who got distracted. Like 2/3 of people are actually adding to cart, are not checking out, and you don't want to miss out on all those sales. And beside your abandoned cart email sequences or SMS, you can also use Pinterest itself to start retargeting. And it's way more the old school way. In this video, we're going to walk through how to set up a retargeting campaign that is really effective. And you can even run if you don't have the Pinterest stack installed. So let's dive in right now and make sure that you have your campaign set up after watching 5 minutes of this video. So we're going to set up these retargeting campaigns together. And the first thing you really want to do is make sure that you are creating the right audiences. I'm just going to try and do it like this. This is so weird. We're going to create the audiences that you want to start retargeting. And those audiences are people who have visited your website, who have already added to cart once or done a checkout, and also people who are engaging with your pins from those ads or from your organic pinning if you have done that at all. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going into Pinterest. And what we're doing is here, go to audiences. And we're going to create an audience. Okay, you can see here, I haven't run ads in a while here, but so first we're going to do site visitors. If you have your Pinterest tag installed, you can see here, I can actually click the tag IDs and then also give the audience a name. So site visitors, 90 days, for example. If you have one, it can really help to upload a customer list where, so for example, if you have had like 1,000 sales, you can do your 100 people who have done like the best, the highest lifetime value, for example, and then upload this or your complete customer list. And then later you can create an act-alike based on those customer lists. So that could be really powerful too. But you're going to have to do this. And what I often see is that people use very different email addresses for their purchases than they do for their social media platforms. And Pinterest is just not as good yet to recognize the same people, where Meta is much better at that. Pinterest isn't there yet. So I think this will be a really, really powerful audience in like maybe a couple of months or end of this year. But right now, I still see, like, I would just upload it and see if it's working for you, because you can just add it. And if it's not getting sales, Pinterest won't spend money on it. But don't expect too much from it just yet. And then the last one is the engagement audience. And you want to click, I just click on any action, because for ads, it's really hard to do a save or an outbound click. So if people are doing a pin click, it's already like leading to the website. So I would do any actions and then click on objective, and I would just say conversion. So it's going to pick all the people who interacted with my conversion campaigns. If you also want to include your organic traffic, you're going to want to make sure all published pins, because then it's going to take all your ads, but also all your organic pins. And that's the only way, because if your thing is, this is only giving you options for ads, and otherwise you're going to have to either do a campaign ID, which is also ad, or a pin ID, and then you can only retarget people who engage with a very specific pin. So that could be a strategy, but you're niching down so hard, so it's not worth it to begin with. So if you want to include organic traffic, also click all publish pins. Make sure to select your claim domain, and then you're done. And you're going to have to create those audience lists one by one, and it will show up like this in your overview. now we're going back to creating a campaign. We're again going to turn off Performance Plus, which is really important because if you're retargeting with Performance Plus turned on, it's going to find new customers again. And so far, that hasn't worked out very well for me. Maybe at some point it will be very much like Meta is, where you can have one campaign and it's retargeting and finding cold traffic all in one, but we're not there yet. Make sure to check this box, continue, give the ad group a name. I don't want to run any promotions. As I said, I prefer to do that on my pin design itself. But you can, if you want to try it, like nobody's holding you back. And especially on retargeting campaigns, it can give that extra push if you have something like buy three, buy two, get three, or running like 40% off for a limited time only, stuff like that, that could really give that extra push. Make sure you have the manual set up again. And here it's getting important because now you want to make sure you're targeting all genders, all ages, all languages, and all devices. You want to include all the countries you're shipping to. Because right now you're not targeting cold traffic. You're targeting everybody who is already engaged and who's already like more likely to do a purchase, and you're going to waste so much, like you're going to miss out on so much money if you're going to further like niche down within this group because they've already shown interest. Then here, turn off Performance Plus, don't add any keywords or interests. And then what we're going to do is click on Audience List, and we're going to click Use Existing List, and we're going to pick all the lists of people who want to retarget. So it's going to be our site visitors, it's going to be our pin engagers, it's going to be our customer list if we have one, and it's going to be our people who have already added to cart once or checked out once before. You can also skip those people if you want to. You don't have to target them because they'll be also targeted with the site visitors, but sometimes people fall through the cracks. So I like to add all of them. I don't know, maybe it's just me being really suspicious. But you can see here site visitors, engagement. And there you go. Then it will show up here and it will show you a monthly active audience. Don't pay too much attention to this, but because as you're going to be running your ads, this active audience will get bigger and bigger and bigger. So don't worry too much about that. Make sure to optimize it. I would here again optimize it for ROAS if you can. If you know your backend is really selling well, you can optimize for conversions too. And then also focus on checkout, Performance Plus bidding, and again, add 6 pins. And what I would recommend you is make sure, especially for those pins that are in a retargeting campaign, focus on giving an extra call to action, a shop now button, or a little nudge in the right direction. Make sure to add something enticing in the title of your pin that hooks curiosity or makes people want to buy. And in that way, you have like a little extra nudge. You can also very well repurpose the campaigns from your top of funnel campaigns that we set up in the previous video, but I would do this way because I would design a couple of new pins and add this extra call to action, because if people are using the search terms on Pinterest and they are actually shown interest in the product, they're going to the platform to do a shopping session, so they won't mind that much to being sold to, as long as you're not doing that. Okay, so there we go. You're gonna be done. Just add 6 pins. So now you have a full circle of Pinterest basically running. You're going to feed this, and then everybody who is falling through the cracks in this campaign, you're going to retarget them. And again, like you're going to start seeing consistent sales, way more consistent than when you're only setting up one of the 2 campaigns. So now that we covered this full circle method, we're going to talk about how to combine this with your meta ads, because you'll already run meta ads and they're probably profitable. So how can you use this Pinterest traffic to boost your meta ads, but also how do they work together in a way that it's making sense? So I'll see you in the next video, and I can't wait because that is getting so much fun.